Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Moss. I am the head of school for the Natural and Built Environment here at Southwest College, and I'm also the course director for the Open University top-up degree in construction, engineering and management. And so you're very welcome. And I'm just going to run through a few slides here and maybe give you a wee bit of information as we go along on the course. Should you have any questions, you'll see there just on the screen at the moment, there's a small icon that you will notice on the top right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on that and enter any questions that you might have, we'll try and pick them up maybe as we go through. And if not, we'll certainly get back to them and follow up following the webinar. So I suppose just a bit of an intro into the college itself and why would you want to choose to study at Southwest College in relation to higher education. And I suppose the first main point you will see on there is that it's absolutely cheaper to study with ourselves in relation to the fees at the universities, etc., particularly on a part-time basis. There's less debt, obviously, with lower fees, and obviously the fact that you can study close to home, stay at home, less living costs, and obviously possibly no accommodation costs there as well. On top of that, we operate with smaller class sizes than the universities. You definitely get more individual attention, and certainly any one-to-one support that you might need on any module or at any aspect, that will be forthcoming. There'll be no problems there. And again, we offer a wide range of bursaries and scholarship opportunities for our higher education students. And those range, from outside companies to bursaries within the college itself. So moving on. Again, just another few reasons why it's a great idea to choose to study at Southwest College. There's excellent support and guidance from our student support services, and there's a dedicated team there in terms of careers, finance, academic mentoring, health and well-being, and a whole host of other areas. And all of those teams are willing, able and ready to support and help you in any issue that you might actually find that arises whilst you be studying with ourselves. You can get access to state-of-the-art facilities and equipment that you would find in industry, particularly in relation to the construction end. We have just over the last sort of maybe 18 months spent probably in the region of about £100,000 kitting out new CAD labs, new software, new equipment in relation to 3D spatial scanning, HoloLens in terms of augmented reality, and with a bit of luck you would get the opportunity throughout the course to actually sort of touch with some of that equipment and software and become more familiar and hopefully more confident in the use of them. And finally there on this slide you get taught by industry qualified lecturers. And we have people from quantity surveying backgrounds, project management, civil engineering, building surveying, architecture, all of the main professional roles that you will find within industry. We have dedicated and qualified lecturers, and they've all had industry experience. And we also have on our course, we're very happy to have with us an emeritus professor from one of the universities who helps us with the research and dissertation module. So you will certainly get a professional team handling the course here at Southwest College. So moving on again, and as if that wasn't enough, there are even more reasons to study at Southwest College. So, you can obviously continue, as we said, to live local. That has additional benefits and added value for you in terms of that you can continue to hold, sporting interests, maybe playing with local clubs, teams, maybe even at higher levels, and also maybe community interests that you have, and obviously to stay close to family and friends, which is also very important, and particularly in the current circumstances that we find ourselves in, that support and that network is very, very valuable. Now, existing networks are important, but you will have the opportunity to make new networks and connections. And certainly what you'll find within these courses, folks, is there are people from different walks of life, from different backgrounds, and will end up in different areas within the industry in the future. And those networks and those connections will continue for your lifetime. And I have found that, and everyone else that has gone through, you will always make connections with the class that you learn with, and there will be benefits in that as you go forward in your future career. You will learn highly technical skills, but also softer skills. And it's the softer skills that employers are really looking for. Teamwork, leadership, self-reliance, dedication, all of those things. That's what employers are really looking for. And then bolstered with those technical skills. And you'll certainly get both of those. And whenever I look at the content of the course and the modules, I can highlight where some of those will come through. So moving on again. So just to give you a wee bit of an overview on just student life generally at South West College, we also have our own clubs and societies that include gaming, esports, the LGBTQ, Christian, clubs, etc., and also the sports academy teams with Gaelic football teams, soccer, futsal, and so on. And also, if we did have a nucleus of people who are interested in a particular sport, then we will certainly support to set that up as a club. And just this year, to give a wee bit of an insight, we've had 2 All-Ireland winning teams from the college within the men's Gaelic football team, who won the HE Championship final, while the men's team won the Rustler Division 3 title. Great accolades, and I'm sure they had a lot of fun, and again, good connections and good teammates made maybe for life there as well, and good friends. In terms of counselling, again, as I said, the student services are there, the course team is there, myself as course director is also there to help you with anything that arises, particularly that's course related and maybe within the college related. But should you have other issues, that you feel that are maybe overwhelming and you don't feel that someone within the college can help, we have a dedicated confidential counselling service set up for every student, and that is there 24/7, and it's called Inspire Students. And you can pick up the phone and you can speak to someone within minutes, and you can also set up a face-to-face if that's what you really feel you need and want. And there's also then an online hub that's called the Students Digital Support Hub that Inspire also run for us. So there's loads of opportunity there should you need any support from that point of view, and the counselling service is excellent. So again, moving on. So again, just to get into a wee bit more detail in terms of the pastoral and financial support, and you will find that it's second to none here at the college. In terms of student finance, NI, obviously there are loans and grants there. There are loans for tuition and maintenance loans as well, but there's also certainly grants, particularly maybe for part-time students or students who are in financial difficulties. There's also, as I mentioned earlier, the South West College bursaries, South West College scholarships, and there's also a hardship fund for HE. So if you find yourself out during your studies that you do come into some financial difficulties and hardship, then there is a fund that you can apply for there and get some support. And again, it's just a fallback position, and it's good to know for some students that that is there for them. Again, there are, the website's there for Student Finance NI, and you can go on there and it will give you all the information on how to apply, what are the sources of finance, what's the process, how do you make repayments if it is a loan, and so on. But should you have difficulty with that, again, the student services team are there, willing and able to assist and help you in any difficulty that you might have in applying for that student finance. So again, moving on. So just some information on the actual course, the main course that I want to talk about, and that's our Open University honours degree in Construction Engineering and Management top-up. It's offered on 2 campuses at South West College currently, the Enniskillen campus and the Omagh campus. And we have a 1-year full-time option and a 2 years part-time option. And the 1 year full-time is over 2 semesters, just the same as at university, and 2 12-week top semesters with obviously the assessment period at the tail end of those. The 2 years, again, 2 semesters in each year, and with the dissertation, research and dissertation coming towards the tail end of the programme on both modes. Now, what's the overarching aim of the BS in Construction Engineering and Management programme? Simply put it, we want to produce high calibre graduates with the relevant competencies that employers and industry are now currently looking for out there. And we have designed the programme with that in mind. And we've also designed the programme looking at the Chartered Institute of Building educational framework. And we have married what they believe are the required graduate qualities into our program. So also we hope to produce professional and competent construction managers and engineers equipped with industry relevant technical and managerial skills, because when we look at the construction industry currently, employers are really looking for someone who can work both the technical aspects and understand the technical aspects, but also to be able to manage the projects efficiently and effectively and bring everything to fruition as they expect it to, and obviously with a cost aspect in mind as well. And we believe that through this course you will pick up the attributes that will push you to that level. So a quick outline of the actual modules that you will study, and they are the same in full-time and part-time, although I have a slide for part-time as well. I'll run through them a bit more detail on this one and a bit more quickly on the other. So in terms of the full-time 1 year, as I said, 2 semesters. In semester 1, you will undertake sustainable construction methods, and really that's looking at the whole aspect of the sustainability of construction and the sustainability techniques, etc., right through to passive house techniques. And you will also be using, sort of the Passive House Institute materials there as well will be injected into that program. Project management and professional ethics, again, a vital aspect to the course, where you will pick up obviously not just the fact of how to properly and competently manage a project from start to finish, but how to inject also the professional ethics that are required now within construction professionals. And it's absolutely essential that you get both aspects of that. The collaborative project will actually inject a bit of teamwork, as we talked about earlier. That's where you will come together with class mates into a team, and you will assume certain roles and responsibilities within that team, and it's down to yourselves to obviously manage that and to bring the project through to its conclusion. And obviously a team is reliant on each member pulling their weight and doing what's required. So again, we obviously give you the instruction and the direction on how to do that, but also then mentor and monitor how you're actually getting on with that throughout that module. In semester 2, we have the building design, performance and regulation module. Obviously, to understand construction in the mainframe and in the industry currently, you do need to understand the legislation and regulations that surround that. And this module will give you the opportunity to look in detail at certain aspects of the regulations and how to apply those to building design and how building control, etc., might view what you would be putting on site. And obviously we'll also look at the performance of the building in terms of maybe its energy consumptions and how that might be helped in terms of within the design aspect to reduce the energy requirements and obviously reduce the CO2 emissions from the building. And finally, the research and dissertation module. And this is a 40 credit module, whilst the others are all 20 credit. And here you have the opportunity, folks, to, with your your dissertation supervisor, to select a topic that you believe is something of great interest to you, and to get the opportunity to go off and do some reading into that and to do relatively in-depth research and to come up with a conceptual idea or design of some sort, and to bring that through as something that might, as you believe, would help the industry to improve. And it's a fantastic module, and it's a fantastic opportunity for you to obviously to get a more in-depth knowledge in a particular area, but also to expand your understanding and idea of what it is to actually sort of research into the industry in itself, and it will set you up and help you in your future or current careers. So again, moving on. And again, this is just the part-time and how it's broken up, and I'm not going to go into the modules again, but you will see in year 1, semester 1, you have 2 modules again, the sustainable construction methods and the project management professional ethics, both 20 credits. And in year 1, semester 2, the collaborative project comes out to its own, and again a 20 credit. And year 2, semester 1, the single 20 credit module, and then in year 2, semester 2, that research and dissertation module. Now, even though it shows it in semester 2, we will be building the blocks of the research and dissertation module right through from the very get-go of that year, right from the start of year 1 in the full-time, and also right from the start of year 2 in the part-time. so that you're actually well ready and in a good position to kick off once you hit semester 2. So again, moving on. So maybe you might be thinking, well, how do I enter this, or what are the entry requirements? So the entry requirements for this, and because, as I said, it's a top up into this BSc Honours in Construction Engineering and Management, we require the applicants to have successfully completed either a foundation degree or other relevant level 5 qualifications, such as a higher national diploma or HND, you might know it as, in a construction related discipline. That could be civil engineering, building services, quantity surveying, building surveying, etc. And that's fine, and we can accept that. Or we can accept qualifications that are deemed equivalent, maybe if you're coming from maybe foreign country or from other parts of the UK, or by the college's policy relating to APL. So that's us maybe considering your prior learning through experience, etc. And we then take a look at that and accredit that in a certain way to see if it's deemed sufficient that you could actually enter the program. And there is a process there that you'll have to go through should you require to go through that. Now, on top of that, students must also hold GCSE English Language and Mathematics at grade 4, or as we would have maybe previously known it as grade C or above. Now, interestingly there, just to point out that level 2 literacy and numeracy qualifications in terms of essential skill are also accepted as an equivalence. So, you know, don't rule anything out. Come and speak to us should you have a query on something like that, or even submit a quick question. Now, if you're sitting in the position and you've tuned in and you're sitting thinking, you know, I don't actually have the foundation degree at this point, you know, how can I get onto this course? Well, the college also runs foundation degrees, both full-time and part-time, in a number of related areas. And we have construction engineering with surveying, we have civil engineering, and we have building services, all running as a foundation degree option. So again, if you've not already successfully completed a foundation degree and you have the qualifications to enter at foundation degree level, then again, please get in touch and we will put you onto the relevant course that will bring you through onto our top-up BSc Honours programme. And really, when you look at it, the foundation degree full-time is 2 years, the BSc Honours top-up is 1 year. So really, if you're starting from an A-level or BTEC level 3 position, then you can complete your honours degree in 3 years. And that is, you know, very, very short period of time compared to some other degrees that are offered locally and across the UK. So moving on again, please. So again, maybe for international students, maybe we have someone that is not from the UK or from Ireland or from Europe generally, and they would be considered as an international student, and that requires a Tier 4 student visa in order to study in the UK. And, you know, again, if we do have any international students who may be looking and are interested in coming onto the top-up, and they may have completed their HND elsewhere or their foundation degree or an equivalent qualification, then get in touch and we will certainly work with you and help you. Now, the other thing to be mindful of is that we require international students to be at a certain level of English language, and you will see there that we need the IELTS academic grade 6 for to be successful in that. So moving on. Now, as I said earlier, that we talk about the recognised prior learning, and recognised prior learning is not always necessarily through having studied a qualification as such. It could be through years and years of experience. You have had people in the past who have had absolutely excellent experience, have worked their way up through companies and have maybe even worked at managerial levels for years, but just never actually had the qualification aspect, and they may now want to move that forward. And again, if there's anybody in that position, again, get in touch and we will talk you through how we can work the APL process and you know, see if we can get something to work for you there. Now, the one thing to look at that though is that we can only use that as a possibility to gain access to the program. We cannot use it to actually give you any credit or exemption from the actual level 6 modules. So again, moving on. So progression and career opportunities, folks, where can it take you? There are so many opportunities from completing the BSc Honours in Construction Engineering and Management programme, obviously entering into employment within the construction industry, from site management to building control to building surveying, people working in architectural practices. It's just that there are so many opportunities working maybe even within the public sector with our local councils, maybe within the technical departments, etc., within the housing executive, within their maintenance areas. There's just, again, endless opportunities, and it will open many doors. I myself studied the BSc Honours in Construction Engineering and Management many years ago, and I'll not say how many. But also there's opportunity if you wish then to continue to study further, and you can apply for a place on a postgraduate programme, i.e. an MSc in maybe project management or whatever. There are endless opportunities in terms of master's programmes locally at local universities and throughout the UK and Ireland that you can possibly consider. So again, moving on. So again, you might be having some sort of questions in your mind as to what is the teaching, learning and assessment like on this programme. So teaching, where possible, will be in the form of lectures, workshops, practical seminars and tutorials. Obviously, we find ourselves in different circumstances than we normally would, and we are working on the basis of teaching face-to-face where possible, but also teaching directly online. Now, when we say teaching online, we are talking about delivering live actual teaching to remote students. So it's not recorded, etc., and then you just sit and listen to it or whatever. It is actually sort of live teaching. So again, at level 6, the assessment of the modules will be a combination of coursework, professional reports, presentations, examinations, etc., as you would expect to find on any honours degree programme. Now, the minimum overall pass mark of 40% is required to achieve a successful outcome in all modules, and there are no exceptions there. So we're proud at the college here within our Natural and Built Environment School that we have quite a number of international partners. We have partners in Canada at Northern College, we have partners in Rostov in Russia, we have also partners in China, and there are opportunities for students to travel to those countries through sort of funded mechanisms that we have applied for through the college. But again, we're hoping that COVID will get sorted fairly soon, and that we will be able to actually sort of, get a bit of relief in terms of being able to move obviously freely around the world again. So we're looking at our fingers crossed, but I just wanted to point out that we do have international partnerships, we have international opportunities for students, and we also try to run a summer school here where we invite international students to come and join yourselves in terms of studying and looking at project work here in Northern Ireland and at South West College. So if you're interested in applying, we still have opportunity to apply to the BSc Honours top up in Construction Engineering and Management with the Open University in conjunction with ourselves, and we've also opportunity for you to apply for our foundation degree full-time and part-time programs right across the construction area. And how to do that, go on to the college website and you will see it there, www.swc.ac.uk, and just click apply. In there you will get the opportunity to select fuller study, and then you'll be able to select the area for construction, and that will give you the full listing of all the programs that we offer from foundation degree right up through to our degree top-up offers. So again, I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has, and if you have them now and you type them in, then I'll certainly respond. Should you want to have a bit of a think and maybe come back with a few questions at a later stage, then it will remain live and you can actually enter some questions after that and we will respond. And should you wish then maybe to just get in contact at some other time, you can certainly send me an email, and my name is stephen.moss@swc.ac.uk, and that's Stephen with a PH. And again, you will find me on the college website in any case, listed onto those programs. So if there are no questions, I'll just say thank you very much for listening, and hopefully maybe we'll hear from you in the very near future. Thank you.